Well, I've been out here about 10.5 hours sanding this mess, and I had sand at the bottom there, but me laying in the trunk sweating, you can see a little bit of surface rust on it, so I get to sand that again. But man, prepping the inside of a trunk, yeah, not my idea of fun. And I'm nowhere near done. I'm just kind of showing some progress I've done. And that little piece there was a big gap. You can see about how wide it was. That piece that's tack welded down there was left over from the lower sections of the quarter panels I cut off. And I've said it before in a video, but the reason why I did that was because that gap is so wide, all kinds of dirt and crap falls down in there, and then once moisture gets in there, that's what starts rusting out the bottom of the trunk pans. So I thought I would tack weld that on there, and I'm going to put some fiberglass reinforced body filler over the edge of this here. I still have to get down there and grind real good in these cracks because there's a little bit of surface rust started around the edges of the weld. I got to get a wire brush to that, get it all out. But anyway, once I get this body worked and looking pretty decent and blended in, and get epoxy and primer and everything, I'm going to spray some seam sealer right in that crack there to seal that up. And that should take care of rust problems, in my opinion. I mean, hopefully I've done what I think is a good idea. If anybody has any opinions on it, you can leave a comment, let me know. I mean, if it's a super bad idea, I guess the best thing to do is just cut off them tack welds and take it off. I'm not ready to prime it tonight. I'm too tired to be out here messing with it for a while, but this trunk had rubberized undercoating everywhere in it. And as you've probably seen in some of the videos I got in the past, the engine bay had bed liner brushed all inside of it. So this car has been nothing but a mess. Somebody, I don't know if they were an amateur thinking what they were doing was right, or if they were just covering up crap so they could sell a car, but I've got all that sanded up in there. Everything sanded in there. I've sanded all the top in there. All of that back there. Even them little grooves in the braces, I've sanded all that. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You could probably see the heavy scratches. Yes, I did sand all this with 180 grit. So I'm not particularly worried about it. I'm going to put a coat of epoxy on there and 2 coats of primer, and then I'm just going to lightly scuff this thing whenever the time comes and spray the undercoating or the sound deadener on the quarter panels, and then we'll paint the quarter panels and the whole trunk. All that's down here. But like I said, this has been a lot of sanding. There's still some rust up there I got to sand off where they didn't get any paint from the factory. You can see right up there. But I'm getting at it. It's been a while. So, this right here, if the camera picks it up much, it looks like he had some maybe what do they call it? It's got phosphoric acid in it. I think it's like Navy Gel or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. There's a bunch of different products. Loctite makes one that's got it, but if I remember correctly, it's got some kind of phosphoric acid in there. And some of them you brush on and scrub it with a wire brush and it'll get all the rust out of there. And others you just brush it on and leave it and it turns black. And it's supposed to be a sandable product that seals off the rust and keeps it from growing because it just smothers it out. So I gotta look up a good product and get some, because this has got some pits in it, and the customer could not afford a whole trunk pan. It was about $400 or $450 for a whole trunk pan, and then $150. It was $150 for shipping on top of the $450 for the trunk pan. So we just decided to go ahead and get this bottom piece here that come from Sherman, and it's been a pretty good product. I got it, I believe it from Summit or possibly Jags, I can't remember, but it was $112. I don't recall what the shipment was. The customer paid for it, but it fit good. It was thick metal. In my opinion, it was, right up there with the AMD products. I bought a grill shelf for 2014 Chevy Equinox a while back that was wrecked, and it fit real good. It come from Sherman. The chrome was good. Everything lined up. I was impressed with it, so I went ahead and give this a shot. Sure enough, it fit good. But I've had to sand all kinds of stuff up in here, and I'm working at it. It's still not done. Like I said, I've been out here around 10 hours working on this, and I'm tired of working on it today, but I've got the biggest part of it pretty good. All that up in there, I've got all that undercoating sanded off, and I'm down to the, looks like you might have put some kind of black sealer or something down first, and then the undercoating, I don't know, but it's not gummy and rubbery like the undercoating was. And that brownish color, that is I believe they call it tawny gold metallic or something like that. It's a Mopar color. That was the original color of this car, but it's been a big bundle of joy sanding all this up in here, and I've still got sand to go. You can see the rust in areas, flash rust over the years. I've sanded some of it off. I got to get up there and sand it some more. I have to forgive my shaky hands. I'm tired, and my hands shake whenever I'm not tired. They do it worse whenever I get tired, so I apologize for that. But just showing all I've got done here. I've sanded around all that, and I've had to splice 2 videos together here because my phone will only do a 5-minute recording whenever it's on 4K. But see, I can't remember if it was in the other video or this one. I'll just say it again. You can see up there the scratches were kind of heavy. I've sanded it with 180 grit. Like I said, I got to sand some more and get that rust out of there. And the fun part of this is I'm going to have to probably, first thing I got to do is research if I can do this. Because I'm going to have to what I want to do is put a coat of epoxy down here first, mix it with a sealer, and then put 2 coats of primer. But to be able to get all that up there and all that in there, I'm going to have to lay down in here and do that. I'm going to have a sock on my head to keep primer from getting all in my hair. And it's going to be a time-consuming thing. So what I got to research is I think it'll be okay, but I'm going to research just to make sure. Like I said, I'm going to put the epoxy there and then 2 coats of primer over it. And I'm going to make sure my epoxy comes out a little further, like right down to about right there. And then make the primer stop like a little bit past where that line is, where the trunk pan matches up to the rest of the floor pan there. And that way the epoxy will be outside of the primer. Then I may just have 2 primer guns going, epoxy on one and primer on the other. That way I can just, after I get all this part up in here finished, I can come back and then spray the epoxy down here and then put 2 coats of primer all over that. So, like I said, I apologize for my shaky hands. It's terrible. But I'm really tired, and all my nerve problems in my right arm, I can't really hold my camera steady. So, as usual, if you like what I'm doing here, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave some comments, and share with your friends. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.